Ndị be anyị ekene m unu. Asị m ka echiri azelu. Alright, once again, good morning, good afternoon, good night. It depends your time and your location. You are joining us today at Eastern News 24. Asị m ka Chukwu oke abịa ma pụrụ m ihe niile. Gọzie unu bụ ụmụ Igbo ndị na-ekwu okwu maka nnwere onwe nke ụmụ Biafra. Ise, ise, ise. A sịkwa na Chukwu oke abịa maka gọzie Mazi Nnamdi Kanu'S onye ndu and Mazi PM in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Ise. Alright, dịka o si na dị na anyị ya agbapụ ya bụ ife n'ọsọ igosi na ife anyị ji maka ya wee bịa n'uhuruchi n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị ji nnukwu ozi wee bịa from the office of our PM in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa. O were nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa o ji maka ya wee bịa n'ụbọchị nke taa igosi anyị akwụ na aghọta then unu ga-esi ya bụ ife kapa na alụmụchukwu ndrọpụra your own comment maka na odogwu PM before pịa na nke ikpeazụ abụ wọtọwọtọ as in wọtọwọtọ okwe na anị ya ọ pịara as in o kwuru ya the way ka o si wee dị. I enjoyed this powerful session. Nsị na asọmama ngekwe ya bụ ife o na m egosikwa ụmụ Chineke kafa gekwe kafa tikwala ya alụ ife fachere pasta maka ife our PM na-ekwu. Alright, over to you, sir.
Okpaleke was rejected by Ahịara Diocese because of what you see him displaying now against Simon Ekpa. He is filled with impunity, corruption, and criminality. So those who knows him very well, when he was sent to Ahịara Diocese, they rejected him. This happened 6 years ago. So what you see happening now in Nnewi is that if this bishop were to be allowed to head the Diocese of Ahịara, he will be committing this particular impunity right from the podium and from the pulpit of Ahịara Diocese. But today, it is happening at Nnewi. It is happening right from Nnewi's diocese, where Ifeanyi Ubah has now entered church with criminality. Ifeanyi Ubah has entered church with fraud. Ifeanyi Ubah has entered church with corruption. He has corrupted everybody that comes across him will become corrupt. Today, Bishop have joined him to start slandering Simon Ekpa's name. While other men of God are talking good about what I'm doing, this man has been bribed and bankrolled by Ifeanyi Ubah. And I stand to be corrected. Those of you who are from Nnewi, please, bear me a witness. Where is this man serving? Which diocese? You know, diocese of Nnewi is the bishop there and Ekulobe. And today, we are going to read the reason why he was rejected by Ahịara Diocese. So let us go there. And I want you to understand that this is 6 years ago. Today, none of the people in church today where he was slandering Simon Ekpa remembered his history. Why this corrupt criminal was rejected 6 years ago by another church. And let us read it. In line with Pope Francis' directive, demanding letters of allegiance from all the priests from Ahịara Diocese before July 9, the priest said they have complied with the content of the Pope message, but the entire laity equally rejected Bishop Peter Okpaleke from assuming office in the diocese. Now, his full name is Bishop Peter Okpaleke. Why would a church reject a bishop? You know, when this thing happened, some people in this Ahịara did not know that this man is evil. But some people know. So they rejected him. When order from Pope, they rejected him. They said they don't want this evil man here. They don't want this criminal who wear gowns and all that in the name of worshiping and a Pope in their diocese. And that was how he was there. So let us read the story. Instead, the laity are demanding a bishop who has infirmity or incardinated in the diocese without minding his ethnic background. You see, they say instead of this particular man, corrupt man, Okpaleke, to come to their diocese, they rather accept even Hausa man. They don't mind whether the person is Hausa. They don't mind whether the person is from Kafanchan. They don't mind who the person is, even if it is not an Igbo man. but let it not be this man. And you wonder why. Why would a church, why would priests, other priests like you, why would the congregation of people who call themselves Christian reject a bishop? Because there is something the Catholics know that ordinary members of the church do not know about this man. And this attitude has actually exonerated them. After 6 years, he has aligned himself with a known criminal, a known murderer, a known drug and fraudster called Ifeanyi Ubah, whose criminality started from Congo down to Nigeria. Now let us continue. They said nothing that they would not accept Opaleke for the fact that he does not understand the culture, language of the people, claiming he was secretly imposed on the people of the diocese without following due process expected in the selection and appointment of Catholic bishop. You see? So he was imposed by another corrupt individual somewhere who has an interest in the diocese. It is not for the best interest of God. It is not for the best interest of the people of God. It is not for the best interest of the faith. It is for the interest of a corrupt and criminal-minded people who have connived to impose him to the Ahera people. Now let us continue. So his criminality did not start today. 6 years ago, they rejected him. Meanwhile, the governor of Imo State, Chief Rosa Sokorocha, had personally led head of security agencies in the state, as well as his cabinet member and the chairman of the State Council of Traditional Ruler, Eze Samuel Ohiri, to the Maria Mater Excellencia Cathedral Ahera Mbaise to address the priest and the laity, where he had appealed for peace and calm while he studies the matter. You see? So Rosa Sokorocha get involved. That will tell you who the man is. He meddled with the politicians, he meddled with criminals, he meddled with those who impoverished you, he meddled with the politicians who have made you what you are today, who have enslaved you in Nigeria. That is why he is speaking ill about Samuel. Now you understand. That's why he go to Newi, where he has found a safe haven in the midst of criminals like Ifeanyi Ubah. And today, they have ordered him to go to church and start preaching and talking ill about Samuel. So somebody, a bishop, will go to church, and all he does is to preach about Samuel instead of preaching Jesus. When did that become Jesus? When did that become Moses? When did that become Nebuchadnezzar? When did that become John the Baptist? That somebody should be preaching me in the church. This is ridiculous. Now, but that is because he is not. One moment. That is because he is not genuine and because he's a criminal. If he is not a criminal, he will not be preaching about Simon Ekpa. Now let us listen to the idiot again.
Ndị nke m fụrụ n'anya, o nwere nwatakịrị onye Igbo na-amaghị na isi anya ya mma a na-akpọ Simon Ekpa. Ụna maka Simon Ekpa, ọ nọ na Finland, ya na nwunye ebiri, ya na ụmụaka ebiri, ọ sị na Naịjirịa ama ndị mma. A na-atụkọrọ ya ego na ọ na-fight kọsụ Biafra. Ọ nọ na Finland na-fight kọsụ, ya nọta na be anyị ka anyị na-emere.
Have you all listened to him? Now let us continue reading. They continued. The appointment of Okpaleke was, however, rejected by the priest and the laity in Ahera diocese, resulting in a statement that led to the shutdown of the Ahera Cathedral and the Bishop Court. You understand? Any place this bishop enters, he creates crisis because he meddles with criminals, he meddles with politicians, he meddles with people that does not mean well for the citizens of that region. So when Okorocha was there, he meddled with Okorocha, and everybody knows who Okorocha is. He meddled with Okorocha, he brought crisis to Ahera, and they had to close the cathedral down. Today, He has taken it upon himself at Nnewi and Ekwulobia, where he is. Now, he is now fighting against Biafra with Ifeanyi Ubah, always creating controversy in the church, to the extent of going to church service on Sunday and enter the podium, the altar of God, and started preaching sermon. Please, I want Biafra people who are there in Ekwulobia on Nnewi to tell this man that Chineke ga-amụ akanti, that God is going to slap him. Ezbota akanti. Slapping sounds very good in English word. No ga-amụ akanti. Akanti in Igbo language is more of, carries more weight. So Chineke ga-amụ akanti for preaching ordinary mortal like me in the church. And this man, ordinary opportunity he has to preach salvation to people, to pray for people if the prayer works. All he did was to take that time to castigate Simon Ekpa, to please Ifeanyi Ubah, so that Ifeanyi Ubah will now say, oh, you are working very well, you are a good man of God, come and take some dollars from me, or come to my house and take some cow, Fulani cow, and all that. Oh, that's all. Otherwise, why would you go to church and you take your time and start castigating somebody just because Ifeanyi Ubah started fighting Biafra? You want to join him. Ifeanyi Ubah go to armed robbery, you join him. Ifeanyi Ubah go to kidnapping, you join him. Ifeanyi Ubah defraud Nigeria, you join him. Because there is nothing else that made him to start castigating me, if not just to please Ifeanyi Ubah. All this is to please politicians. That's why I have always said it. Anybody that is against Biafra, go and check him. He is corrupt. He's a criminal. He's anticipating to get something for attacking Biafra. And above all, the person is evil. And this is exactly what I have seen in this man. First, he created a chaotic situation, closed the Ahira diocese, they rejected him, and then they pushed him away, and he found himself in Ekwulobia. Today, he is now campaigning for Ifeanyi Ubah. And let us continue reading. They continue that yesterday, thousands of Catholic faithful from the 363 parish in the embattled diocese, you see, in the embattled diocese, he made it become embattled, stormed the cathedral to protest the failure of the Vatican to appoint another bishop to replace Opaleke, whom they said can never be welcome in the diocese. Right? However, there was a mild drama when the church members who were dressed in black attire and traditional Catholic dresses got to the gate to find it under lock and key, with the heavy presence of stern-looking policemen who were drafted to stop the planned procession. Do you understand that? This man created this kind of situation inside church. But after several hours of consultation and phone calls by elders of the church, the policemen were directed apparently by their superiors to open the church gate for the protesters. Their separate speeches while addressing congregation after a peaceful rosary procession at the cathedral by a well over 10,000 laity members made up Christians, Father Organization, Christian Women Organization, and the youth. The president of Laity Council, Ahira Diocese Chief Gerald Anyanwu, said that both the priests and laity of the diocese are not disobeying the Pope, but what they demand is justice and fair play. He wondered why the selection of Opaleke was done without recourse to consider the three names listed by the former Bishop Victor Chikwe before he died 5 years ago as a possible replacement, insisting that Ahira Mbaise, with over 750 priests of different congregations in the Catholic Church, was qualified to have one of their own made a bishop of the diocese. We are not disobeying the Pope. We observe that there was a mistake in the selection and appointment of Bishop Opaleke, Peter Opaleke, and our mission is to ensure that such mistake is corrected. We all know there is nothing like any other mistake other than they know this man is evil, they know this man is a criminal, and he is now displaying the criminality at the Ekulobia diocese, which is, some people say, he is now serving as at Newe and all that. I want everybody to listen to him again.
Ndị nke m fụrụ n'anya, o nwere nwatakịrị onye Igbo na-amaghị na isi anya ya mma a na-akpọ Simon Ekpa. Unu anụ maka Simon Ekpa? Ọ nọ na Finland, ya na nwunye ebiri, ya na ụmụaka biri, ọsọ na Naịjirịa ama ndị mma. A na-atụkọrọ ya ego na ọ na-fight cause Biafra. Ọ nọ na Finland na-fight cause ya nọta na be anyị ka anyị na-emewe.
All right, and thank you very much. Now listen very attentively for this special announcement. My heart is gladdened for what Biafra people have displayed so far, and I can beat my chest and say that we are ready for freedom. And because of this, there is a change in our ongoing sit at home. On Sunday, which is the 9th day of July 2023, we are going to ease sit at home. Sit at home continue tomorrow, Saturday. On Sunday, the 9th, we want entire Biafra open. Everybody open your gate. The roads leading to Biafra will be open. Those who do markets on Sunday will be open. Shops will be open. Churches will be open. Place of worship on Sundays will be open. Everything in Biafra land will remain open on Sunday. On Monday, we end the sit at home, the 1 week long sit at home on Monday. So I want this particular message to go viral, to go to the entire Biafra people, that our week-long sit at home Sunday will be observed as a break. Previously, we have had only on the 6th of July as a break, but because of what the Biafra people have displayed and demonstrated, that indeed they are awakening. We are really, really overwhelmed. We don't need to overstretch ourselves. So on Sunday, we want every place of worship open. Very, very important. Every place of worship open. Those who do market on Sunday, open your shop. Those who do whatever you do on Sunday, open. Everywhere open. Our federal road open. On Monday, we are locked down. On Monday, we are on total and complete lockdown in entire Biafra land. And we have written to Tinubu to demand the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu'S. For over 70 million Biafrans are now in a very high hope, waiting for Tinubu to react to what is happening in Biafra land and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu'S to us. Failing to do that, after Monday, our target is to make sure that Nigeria do not, and their counterparts and whoever facilitates the exploitation of our oil, we are going to make sure that before you take one liter of oil or whatever you take from our land, you are going to suffer before you get it. Our aim and objective and target is to make sure that oil exploitation is grounded to ground zero. You cannot be taking our oil, you cannot be taking our resources and fund the killing of our people. It is going to stop. And the stopping of it starts from after this Monday. So release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu'S and begin to prepare for the referendum of Biafra. We are already on our path, on our way to prepare and organize our self-referendum, which is going to take place very soon. Nigeria government, Islamic government will be notified about it. The ECOWAS or AOU, don't even want to recognize them, will be notified. just for formality's sake. The European Union, the UN, the United States will be notified on the coming of the self-referendum of Biafra, and then after that, the rest will be history. So, like I said, I don't want to stay up to 1 hour here. I want to thank you all. I want this message as very, very short and simple. Tomorrow, the sit at home continue. Sunday, there is no sit at home. Everybody go to worship your God. Go to worship whatever you worship for Sunday. Monday, we embark on another sit at home, and that will be the last day for the week-long sit at home. And we'll see, go back to the drawing board and come back again to Biafra people. I thank you all. May God bless you all for your support, for your prayers so far, and for what you have done to make this sit at home civil disobedience a success. I thank the Biafra Liberation Army. I thank the Eastern Security Network. I thank Umar and their husband. I thank all of you, the media team. I thank our traditional rulers. I thank the monarch in Biafra land. I thank the Biafra de facto government. I thank all the cabinet of the Biafra Republic government in exile. I thank all of you who facilitated and supported this movement. I thank the entire Biafra people, over 70 million Biafra people who stand strongly behind what I'm doing so far. I thank all of you for your support. And then to the enemy of Biafra, Apua. Thank you very much. May God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu'S. May God bless Biafra Liberation Army. May God bless Eastern Security Network. May God bless Omar and her husband. May God bless our media team. May God bless our Biafra Republic government in exile. May God bless all our cabinet and those supporting us, both in prayers, physically, financially, and otherwise. From here, from me, is good evening and good night.
That is why an organization as big as the World Igbo Congress could not make any iota of difference in our lives. As big as they are. With WIC here, why would Nnamdi Kanu come from the UK to come here to lobby your lawmakers? Why should I? You are the ones to do it and tell me what is happening here. Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile. Chineke nna nke na-edu ndị ya n'ụzọ ije. Onye anyị na-arịọ ka o si n'ihe ọjọọ bụ obodo ekwensu bụ zoo Nigeria wee wezuga ndị ya. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-achị. Chineke nna nke kere ihe niile kere eke nke anya mmadụ dị ndụ na-ahụ mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ihe niile ikere eke na-erubere gị isi nna nke ebere. Ọ bụ ya mere okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ aha nsọ gị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị wee na-ebuli gị elu na-asị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị niile anyị ga-aja gị ma onye ime eluigwe. Anyị ga-eto gị ma kpụ isi ala nye gị. Anyị na-asị gị biko nọrọtụ na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma. Lekwe mkpụrụ obi ụmụ gị bụ ndị obodo ekwensu zoo memilara. Ka anyị na-arịọ ka iwe nabata na ndokwa gị na nke ebere. Ka iwe chebe ndị dị etu a. Ka ya nwee ka ọ zuoro ka ha rabụ ndị nọ n'ime igwe. Ọnọdụ ụmụ gị nọ n'elu ụwa onye nwe m na Chineke nna. Na ụmụ gị ndị ya niile bụ ndị lara azụ bụ ndị Janjaweed Fulani memilara onye nwe m. Ka anyị na-asị biko lekwe ka ọnọdụ ha dị. Kwee n'ihi ya wee mere anyị ebere. Anyị mana anyị mere mmehie wee megide gị site n'okwu ọnụ, site n'echiche, site n'akparamagwa onye nwe anyị. Kama na mmehie anyị akarịghị nke ndị ọzọ. Ahụhụ anyị nọ n'ime ya wee karịsịchaa. Anyị wee na-agabiga ihe niile dị iche iche, atamahụhụ niile dị iche iche, mkpagbu niile dị iche iche. Ndị ọjọọ wee si ebe niile dị iche iche wee pụta bụ ndị Janjaweed tụrụ ime ha n'ala nsọ gị. N'ihe dị etu agba arụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ndị nsọ na ị ga-ekpochapụrụ anyị ndị a niile n'ezi omume gị. N'ihi na ala nsọ Igbo Biafra agaghị ahụ ihe ruru unyi na nke ebere ọbụla dị mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka i wee gbaa ụmụ gị ume dịka nsi wee kwuo na ọ ga-ewe anyị izu ụka abụọ anyị wee mara ndị bụ ndị. I wee gosi anyị n'ezie n'ezie na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke na nke usu niile nke ndị agha. Na anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị. na-asị gị eze ndị eze bikonu ka okwu gị wee bịa na mmezu n'ime ndụ anyị, ka Biafra wee bịa, ka anyị wee rụọra gị ụlọ ukwu na arọchukwu wee jaa gị ma wee too gị wee kpọkuo aha nsọ gị n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu, asụghị ngọngọ, atụghị egwu mmadụ ọbụla, ka ọ ga-abụ mgbe niile n'ime ndụ anyị, ụwa niile gasị n'ezie n'ezie na ụmụ IPOB bụ ụmụ Chineke nna, na ala Biafra bụ ala nsọ ka ọ bụ onye nwe anyị. Iwe na-asị n'otuto na nsọpụrụ ga-adịrị gị mgbe niile wee ruo ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise. We are moving on relentlessly on this very evening. Of course, we are very sober, we are very reflective, we are still mourning our loss and those that the enemies took their lives on Sunday. They were not armed. We were not protesting, albeit that protest is not a crime. There was no form of agitation, but the enemies decided to kill your children. And it is unfortunate that some individuals, some ethnicities in the damnable zoological republic, the enemy. That is why we are always grateful to Almighty God in heaven. For the wonderful gift of revelation,
All right, in the Bible,
discernment, knowledge, and reason.
Once again, I na sika chuko kabiama na ekwelu no dekunsi we na fula ni fa na meni lo akwụkwọ a. Una no go ni ye awa PM ko wagasi na ilu akwụkwọ a ga-efu nu were ike ikwu gbasta maka ya bi ife awa PM ko wari adika ka o si wee dị ko wala ko ibo nsugbe ka o si wee dị ona ka o si wee kwu ya gịnị ka i were ike ikwu na gbasta maka ya bi ife Kabaro ke drop ora ya on the comment section below. All right, and once again, don't forget that this is Eastern News 24, where we give to you the latest news concerning what is happening in Biafra land. Dalun nine no muchineke umuchukwu mi ife kunu seso lai. As you make sure you drop your own comment, it's very important. And once again, don't forget to share it. Dalun umuchukwu kemesian.